All right, and I'm back. So it has been around a week, maybe a little bit more since my last video, and I've made some upgrades around the room, one of which is installing the mic arm. Much more comfortable now. Very happy with how this is sitting. I can bring it right up to me. Love it. It's more of what I'm used to, and I wasn't sure how I was going to work it out. And I literally just decided, even though I had put a large leather mouse or desk pad on my desk, I just drilled a hole right through it so I could put the mic arm exactly where I wanted it. And here we go. So, nice upgrade. I think I have the camera where I want it, but all of a sudden now it's not autofocusing. So I'm trying to stay as still as possible so as not to, suddenly become a little less than focused. If I move back, actually, back, kind of in a sweet spot right here. This might do. My hair is not really accommodating me at the moment, but that's all right. That's all right. We'll make it work. So, what has been going on with the business since my last video? I am so glad I asked that question. I know it wasn't you, because my last video so far only has 8 views. So, but we are still at 64 subscribers, which from the time I started this video series means that we are up 11 subscribers. Not bad. I still have around 4 weeks of summer left in order to really try and, put together some actual solid content. And hopefully we figure out how to do that. I'm going to go over what's been happening with the business since I last made an update video. I'm going to go over some of the printing projects I'm currently working on, some of the videos that hopefully at some point I get done and actually post. Also talk about a video that I recently put up and the reason for it. I mean, not that there's an amazing reason for it, but I mean, there's a reason for everything, right? So there is a reason I made it. And then talk about what potentially I have coming up in the next week or so. I don't think that I'm going to be able to make videos at the end of the week because it's the 4th of July holiday. And my wife has planned all kinds of festivities for the family. So we're going to be really, really busy starting on Thursday. Yeah. So unless I get something out tomorrow or Wednesday, which is always a possibility, there's always a chance, then there won't be anything new until either over the weekend or early next week. So we'll see how that goes. But let me start with what's been going on with the business since my last video. I have been posting on Facebook Marketplace to try and sell some of my old printers, just to get a little bit of capital for future purchases. I have purchased tons of supplies and additional things for the office. I've been printing some stuff for the office. You can see over this shoulder right here. Okay, there's a little storage bin. It's a rugged storage rack, or at least that's the way it's described in the print profiles. And I'm using that not only to hold small items that are listed on my website, but also to hold things like fasteners and threaded inserts and things like that, so that I know where they all are. Because I keep buying the little boxes that hold these things, and then I put them in bins, and then those bins get mixed in with other bins, and next thing you know, when I need something like that, I can't find it anywhere. So I have literally created a spot for it. That is not its final resting place. It's gonna move, but for the moment it's there and it works. Also, I used my UV laser on these metallic business cards, okay, to create profile images for the 2 printers that I'm currently working on. Okay, I have my X2D, which I just surpassed 350 hours of print time on it. And if it's something that you are interested in me talking about, even though there's a ton of X2D videos out there, then I would be more than happy to make a video talking about my experience with that printer. And the profile picture, you can kind of see it's out of focus back there, but all of my printers, just to give you a little background, Every printer that I've ever purchased, I have named after a villainous machine from either a TV show or a movie. So the X2D back there is Lore from Star Trek The Next Generation, and the A2L is General Grievous. Now, there was a previous General Grievous, and originally I was going to name this one Omega Red, but then when I printed out the business card, I wasn't paying attention. I downloaded a picture of General Grievous, and once I lasered it into a card, I didn't want to waste it, so I just decided, yeah, this is General Grievous also. I don't have General Grievous anymore, the original one. He's already been sold, so this is okay to do it because I don't have one. But in the past, so far, I've had HAL 9000, Ed 209, Bishop. What was the Ash? That was the android from the first Alien movie, right? Okay, so I've been naming them villainous machines from movies, and I'm going to keep that tradition going. I really like it. Plus, when I'm referring to something, when I'm talking to myself about something I want to work on, or I'm looking something up on my screen, it's easier for me to look it up by name rather than by model, just because I know where Lore is positioned, so I know what I want to do with Lore. I know where General Grievous is positioned. The General Grievous only has 4 colors attached to him because I'm using the AMS Mini, or AMS Lite. I'm sorry, AMS Lite on the A2L, even though you can, from the AMS Lite, you can attach the AMS 2 Pros to them. I just haven't done it yet. I don't really see the need, because most of what I'm going to be using General Grievous for is printing spaceships because of the larger print volume. For better detail work and for multicolor work, for the most part, I'm going to be using Lore for that. And that's going to take me into some of the products that I've updated the website with, but I'll get into that in a moment. Also, for General Grievous, because of the AMS Lite and the fact that General Grievous is a bed slinger, it's an A2L, the shaking on the desk has made the AMS Lite just slide all over the place. And it is super annoying. It has knocked things off the desk. It has almost fallen off the desk by itself. So I found a print on MakerWorld for a mount to go on top of the A2L to hold the AMS Lite in place above the A2L. And if you want to see pictures of that, throw me a comment down below, and I'll throw a post on my Instagram and on the YouTube channel showing that. Okay, so those are the printers. I think with General Grievous, I'm up to 200 hours of print time already. And by the time I finish the ship I'm working on, we will be in excess of 300 to 400 hours on that one as well, easily. Okay, now some of the things with the business. Otherwise, I have been putting all kinds of products on my website. I have been posting things on Facebook Marketplace, and I've been posting updates on both Facebook and YouTube to try and get user feedback, to try and get people's impressions of the website, because we've had it's a low number, but we've had a consistent number of people visiting the website every single day. None of it has converted into sales yet. So I don't know if it's the products, if it's the presentation. The people who have given me feedback on the website have given me positive feedback in general. They said that they thought it was serviceable. They liked the way it looked. It was easy to find things. They didn't really have any real questions. They liked the pictures. So, going off that feedback, I don't know that I'm doing anything wrong. Maybe I just don't have enough products yet. I haven't, captured anyone's imagination with what they could use yet, or I just haven't found the people who want what I've currently listed. But I don't want to overwhelm the site with too many things either, because either I could end up getting orders that I can't keep up with, or it might be better to have a certain number of items in rotation so that, you can show that it's not just a website that's sitting stagnant every single day. And just because I have products doesn't mean I need to list them every single day. I could list one product one week, take it down, replace it with another, and kind of put them on a rotation Maybe if someone visits the website, sees something they like, then they leave and come back and they're like, oh, wait a second, what was, and then they realize that, things will come back, but they're just not always available. Maybe it creates a little bit of FOMO. Who knows? So that is what I've been doing with that. I've made sure that I have all my supplies completely up to date. I've got plenty of crystals. I've got plenty of business cards. I have plenty of slate coasters. Oh, I did create a Spaceballs. It's backwards. Okay, because I have my screen mirrored. It just makes me more comfortable to see myself from this profile. But it says Spaceballs, the slate drink coaster. I really like the theming that they did for merchandising in the original movie, where you had Spaceballs the toilet paper, Spaceballs the lunchbox, Spaceballs the flamethrower, and each one actually represented in the title what the item was. So this is Spaceballs the slate drink coaster. I was really proud of myself for making that. So yeah, we do make custom slate drinking coasters, and I do seal them with a penetrant liquid to prevent them from getting any kind of liquid damage for drinks that you'd put on there before they go out. So if you are interested and you have a theme in mind, you can always tell me what it is so I can provide an actual grouping for 4, 6, or 8 coasters. Or if you know exactly what you want on there, or you've seen on the website examples and you want those examples, you can just give me that info too so that I can prep those. Also, let's see, for the laser, I have made myself, although it's not on my desk right now, I made myself a tag that I'm going to be carrying around with me that basically says, ask me about my website, with a QR code on it every time I go somewhere so that people can, check out the website. I have gotten a couple clicks from that, but again, no sales yet, but it's okay. We're on a journey, and I'm inviting you guys to come on the journey with me. I'm looking down at my phone for a moment because it's dumb, okay, but I did put the QR code on my home screen so that, someone could scan it. And actually, you could scan it right now. It's on your screen. You can scan the QR code and go straight to the website. So if someone says, yeah, what's going on with your website? How is your website? What does it look like? I can just turn on my phone, show them the QR code. There you go. All right, so there's that. Next, I posted a video this week, and it was funny to me. I don't know that anyone else would get the joke unless you watch the John Malecki channels on YouTube. He has 2 channels that I watch all the time. There's the John Malecki, John the Builder channel, and the John Malecki Unscrewed. And essentially they are makers, they're creators. They do mostly woodworking, although they do a lot of challenges, and they purchase a lot of return pallets from various sources, and compete to see who has the most value in their various pallet boxes. And I find their content extraordinarily informative and entertaining at the same time. So much so that I actually joined their builder bunker because I wanted to support the channel. I have purchased so many items from their channel, and I love every single one of them. I'm not wearing any of the shirts right now, but I've been wearing all the shirts that I purchased from the website because they actually sell them in my size, which is so rare for me to be able to find merch of any kind in my size. But also, I bought the shop shades that they sell. This is my second pair. Not because the first one's broke, but the first ones were the original aviator style, and I didn't get my prescription. I just ordered the shop shades, okay? I don't know why my throat has gotten scratchy all of a sudden. But we will persevere. These actually have my my reading prescription, so that when I'm doing up close work, like painting and things like that, I don't have to angle my bifocals in order to be able to see. I can actually literally just look at what I'm looking at and see it much clearer, especially as I have it really close to me for more detailed work. And I love these. They are super light, they're extraordinarily durable, and they're amazingly comfortable. And I knew when I first saw them on the channel that I had to try them, because finding work glasses that are comfortable to wear is a pain in the ass. There's no other way to say it. And the fact that you could get your prescription in them is super helpful, and they were worth every penny. I absolutely love them. They even come in this really nice microfiber case, envelope, pouch, whatever you want to call it, and it keeps them clean. It keeps them not that they'll scratch easily. I have actually tested them in my own capacity to see how shock absorbing they are, and they are surprisingly durable. So, plus, when you get paint on something, especially some of these acrylic paints, sometimes they don't want to come off with just a simple rub, and you kind of have to really dig in. And these have shown no signs of wear while I'm trying to get some of the paint off that has a tendency to go everywhere, because I'm getting a lot of practice with painting. I don't know that I qualify as a decent painter, even a remotely okay painter, but I've used some of the things that I learned from watching your dad. If you don't watch the channel I'm referring to, then you wouldn't get that joke either. But he calls himself your dad. Anyway, there are some absolutely incredible artists, and I've watched some of them on YouTube, and I've tried to implement some of their tips when I'm painting. I'm nowhere near their level of skill or competence, but I feel like I have enough confidence that I can do okay. Now, getting back to the video that I made this week before I sidetracked myself, I made a short. It was meant to be a short, but I think because I did it full widescreen for portions of it, it decided it needed to be a regular video, even though it's only 41 seconds. And you haven't watched it yet. I know you haven't watched it yet because it only has 8 views at this point. So if you want, I will give you permission. Pull up a second YouTube channel, a second YouTube window. Don't leave this video, but you can just leave me sitting right here. I will give you 41 seconds to watch it. I'm not going to sit here for 41 seconds. Pause this video, check out the other video, okay? And let me know what you think of it. I think it was, if you've watched the John Malecki channels, you'll get the jokes. You'll understand where all the references are from. I had posted on Instagram and on YouTube a few hours beforehand listing how many hours of editing and how many videos I scrubbed through to try and find the exact quotes that I used that I really wanted. I didn't find all the ones I wanted, but then again, I only had to fill 41 seconds. I think I did a pretty good job. The premise of it was essentially to highlight and, poke fun at some of the personalities. So we have here Sam Pula. Okay, I gave a preview during the last video. I think I showed the back like this. Okay, and I took a still from one of the videos and I was able to recreate it into a 3D model. And this looks a lot like Mr. Pula, okay? But you'll notice he's solid gold because every time they go to quote unquote the Harbor Freight, they pick up the golden icon ratchet. I think it's in 2 different sizes, and sometimes they buy both sizes. Sometimes they only buy the standard 1/4 inch size, and it always gets referenced. They always talk about it, and it just made me think that if I had a golden icon, this is my golden icon right here, Mr. Pula, okay? Watch their videos, okay, and you'll understand why. Now, I also took quotes from both John and the guy Joe, I think he's like the social media director. He definitely does a lot of the filming, but he does appear in front of the camera from time to time. So I went ahead and made 3D models from each of them, okay? Now, are they perfect? Absolutely not. Their beards are horrifying if you look at them up close. But if you've seen the videos, this looks a lot like what they look like. I was even impressed that when I did the 3D modeling, how the camera on the gimbal came out, because there was no reference for that. I made that, okay? And I might have used AI for some of the more detailed portions of the modeling, but still, I had to do all of the like small adjustments in order to get the shape exactly right, in order to make it exactly the way I wanted. And then of course I did paint them. A large portion of it was done with my airbrush. Some other portions were done with acrylic markers, and which is still paint. It's still, I mean, it's still paint. It's acrylic. Okay, so don't judge me. But anyway, I think that they came out really nice. I think the video was actually funny. Now, granted, it may only be funny for an audience of one, but I'm okay with that, you know? Yesterday, when I was perusing Maker World, there was a highlighted model, and I had just finished watching Spider Noir on Amazon Prime like 3 or 4 days ago, which is maybe why the model was highlighted. And I thought it looked cool, so I went ahead and printed it, and it came out super clean. And it is a dual color print. I could have printed it all in black. I did not have to do the white eyes, but I went ahead, because I have the X2D in that second nozzle, I just let the second nozzle do the white for the goggles, and yeah, I think it came out really, really good. Very clean detail. I mean, if I wanted to, I could sand just above the elbow here. That came out a little rough, but outside of that, it is almost flawless. And this was a free print. I think it was on Maker World. I think the title of it was Noir Web Slinger. Yes, that's exactly what it was. Noir Web Slinger. It's on Maker World for free. So if you want your own, okay, you can go ahead and print it. I do not have a commercial license for this. This was someone else's work. I'm not going to take credit for it, but the print did come out really nice, and I'm super excited about it. Now, the John Malecki characters, I did create those. I have no intention of selling them, unless, of course, he gave me permission. You know, if there was actually people out there who want their own, you know, golden Sam icon, or if they want their own John or Joe action figures, you know, they're there. The designs exist. So, also, I've been decorating my room. I'm sure most of the people who've been watching the channel have noticed. I've been decorating the room. I have been putting comic book references and characters and things like that all over the room. Right now, I have a Deadpool holding my brand new Milwaukee colored Xbox core controller. It's an Elite 2 core controller, but it came in Milwaukee colors, and anyone who knows me knows that I am obsessed with Milwaukee tools. So the fact that I found a controller, it was a limited edition, only available through Best Buy for a limited amount of time, which means probably forever, but they sucked me in with it and I had to have it. So Deadpool is holding that. Anyway, some of the characters I've printed out, if you're familiar with Marvel Comics, then you know in the top left corner of older Marvel Comics, they used to have all these miniature images of some of the characters who might appear in the comic book or might be related in some way to the characters. They used to, especially if you read like Avengers books or some of the Spider-Man books, you'd see some of those. And there's some of those old school images that someone blew up and did flat prints with. And so I've been printing those out, and they've come out absolutely amazing. Especially since I switched to the cool Super Tack plate on the X2D. The finish on the front of these is super smooth as a result. And so in addition to Mr. Sinister and Venom, you can see I printed out a Thanos. This one I just printed out today. Okay, very, very clean print. Detail is awesome. Okay, let's see, we have Darth Maul here. Let me lay Thanos down. We have Darth Maul. Okay, again, very clean print. Yeah, couldn't be more excited about that one either. Then, of course, when someone gives you a decent Wolverine, you got to print out a decent Wolverine. You have to, you know? And is it X-Men 97 style? No, this is old school Wolverine, like you'd see in the corner of the Marvel comic. And I think it looks great. I think it came out great. It is so smooth. If my autofocus was working, I would move it closer, but you can see if I move it closer, it just goes out of focus. So you're going to have to trust me when I tell you it's super smooth and printed out great. Let's see. So that is most of what I worked on this week. That video, hours and hours of printing and painting. And then I started adding items to the website. And one of the coolest things I added to the website, one of the coolest things that I can sell, okay, it's from STL Flicks, and I have an account with STL Flicks, so I have commercial license to sell stuff from their website. Someone actually made this little avocado clicker, and I put a bunch of clickers on there, but this is an example. Okay, inside is a blue linear switch for a keyboard. So I don't know if the mic is picking this up. It looks like it's picking it up. Fantastic little fidget toy. It printed up nice and clean. You can see the face is super cute. Okay, and these are on the website. They're available for sale. I've printed out 15 of them. My kids absconded with 2 of them, so there's only 13 left. But yeah, they're great. And there's a bunch of other clickers on there, but this to me was the cutest one, so I had to go ahead and print this one first, especially with all the different colors involved and the fact that it was multi-layered with the heart printed separately. And I ordered a ton of I ordered a ton of the blue linear switches to go in here. I almost went with red cherry switches, which would have been the same price, but they might have been too clicky. You know, I like the fact that this is like kind of chill. You know, it's not thocky, but it's not, you know, okay, it is. You can feel it, you can hear it, but it's not overwhelming. So yeah, there's a ton of those on there. I put dice towers on there. I put Magic the Gathering Commander deck cases on there. There are so many products on there now besides the other things that were on there because of the laser etching, the inner crystal engraving, the custom 3D prints that I'm able to do now with extreme confidence, by the way. If you've wanted your own action figure, I did one of my brother. I've done now Sam Pula, John Malecki, and Joe from the show, from their channel. Okay. I have, plus multiple dogs. I've had several people from my neighborhood order dogs from me. They didn't do it through the website because it was before I had the website, but I do have one of the dogs represented on the website that I actually took a 2D image of and turned it into a 3D model. And they liked it so much because I made several keychains out of that one image that they actually, unfortunately, they lost, you know, their dog passed recently, and they were setting up a tribute and they wanted a larger version of it. And I was able to scale up the dog and still keep the paint job consistent. And I have pictures of that posted on the website. And it's just an example of what can be done. So, I mean, the sky's the limit. Honestly, there's so many things that are available and so many things that I now, after a year and a half of 3D printing and almost 5 years of posting videos on YouTube. Is it almost 5? No, it's almost 6 years of posting videos on YouTube. Granted, there were some large gaps in between, but I mean, I still posted from time to time, so I'm calling it almost 6 years of making videos on YouTube. That, you know, this is the time. I'm trying to take advantage of the open schedule that I have right now to get this thing started, get it going. And I would love to, you know, take ideas people have and help bring them to life. And I think that's what really got me going on this. And when a year and a half ago, when I first saw what 3D printing had become, it drew me in, and I saw the potential for exactly this. The opportunity to be able to take things that didn't exist before and bring them into the world, you know, in a way that, you know, is either entertaining or comforting or interesting to people. And I don't know if any of this is interesting to anyone other than me. And if it's just me, it's totally fine. Okay. I could be one of those YouTube channels that never gets any bigger. But then again, maybe I start to show you guys stuff that you haven't seen before, or you start to understand why I'm so passionate and interested in this, and maybe it triggers something in you and you want to be a part of it too. So who knows? That is my update for this week. Like I said, I hope to have something maybe out over the weekend. I know by the time I make the next video, I should have the spaceship parts, almost all of them printed, if not fully assembled. Granted, it's going to have to be painted at that point, but I've discovered that I really enjoy painting. So that's something I'm looking forward to. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. I want to finish printing it first. But yeah, let's see. This has been going on. Oh, wow. We just hit the half-hour mark. I don't know that I want to target a half an hour with every single one of these update videos, but has it felt like a half an hour? Did I moan on and make it? I mean, is it interesting? Did I post down below whether or not you thought it was interesting? Tell me I suck. I don't care. Give me some feedback. Anything to improve, even if it is telling me that I need to stop making videos. I could understand that. It's not going to happen, but I could totally understand where someone would say that or think that or want to share that. That's fine. But let me know. Tell me what you think. Of all the stuff that I've talked about, is there anything that you would want more of? Do you want more of the short form, trying to be funny videos that maybe just I haven't hit the mark yet on? Or do you like informative videos tracking how the business is building? Not that it's building, because right now it's still like I'm building up inventory. I'm not necessarily building up sales yet, but that's okay. Like I said, we're in this for the long run, so it's a slow start, but I have confidence that we're going to pick up the pace. And if we don't, at least I tried. I won't have to sit there and be like, oh, I should have tried that, or I really should have put the effort in when I had the chance. I am putting in the effort. I'm going to do whatever it is I feel like will help me be successful. And maybe you're seeing this and you're listening to me and you're like, man, if he would only do this, or he's not doing what I think he needs to do in order to be successful, maybe that's what you need to tell me. And I will listen. I don't know that I can accomplish everything, but I will listen. And if it makes sense, or if it's something that can be done and can be implemented, it will be. Okay? Anyway, I have rambled on now much longer than I intended to, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off now. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Be safe over the holiday weekend. Enjoy all the shows and festivities and things like that. Have an amazing barbecue if that's your thing. Okay? And I will see you guys in a few days, maybe a week. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a great night. If you're not 3D printing, then what the hell are you doing? Have a good one. Bye.
Meow, meow.